Now then, people, welcome back to the Just Joe football show. Apologies for being late. We were just having a chinwag there, just chewing the fat about everything Leeds United. Smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, get your comments in, and of course hit that notification bell. Luke might be joining us a little bit later on. I think Danny might be joining us from Not Another Leeds pod. There might be some late arrivals, but we've got 3 top heads here, so it's all good. You've got Jack City Bitch, new single release. Make sure you go check it out. And of course, we've got Mr. Casper, the friendly ghost himself. Lockie. I'm allowed to say that because he took the piss himself, right? You need to get on some beds like me, bro, and then you'll be all right. You might die soon, and your skin might be like leather, but it's all good, man. Boys, before we get into the football, Jack, how's music, mate? How's life? How's things in general?
All right, man. My life's as rocky and as ropey as it normally is, so it's
good.
Equilibrium, whatever it is. Equilibrium, the right word for that? I don't know if it is or not, but it sounds all right, doesn't it?
So, yeah, it sounds good, man. Should put it in a track.
I need to know what it means first, though, I think.
Yeah. She's knocking out my equilibrium. Yeah, man. But you good, yeah?
Yeah, man. Yeah, good.
Good. Andrew, this is what we're going to try and do. That's what I'm going to try and do. I don't even know where these lads' heads are at, but not so much. I'm not asked about X, but it's more a case of like I think everybody's just a little going a little bit wild. But hey ho, that's just my opinion. Lockie, how are you, man? Are you good?
Yeah, mate, not bad. I've started a new new thing today, so I've been doing that all day. So I've not been on social media really. It's been quite
nice. That football related? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I got to miss all the good Premier League games today to go watch some lower league stuff, which is always fun. But
good though, good man. At least you're doing something that you love, mate, and that's the main thing. We've got a DJ, content creator, a football analyst. We're living life, aren't we? We're loving and living life. It is what it is. Joe, guest MC. Jonathan, I'm still waiting for the feature. On the next Jack City track.
It'll happen. Yeah. I will make it happen, I assure you.
Imagine, man. You flip-flopping women, front and centre and all that. Front and centre. There's 5 games, tomorrow. It's 5 games, bro. We're not out of it. Don't worry. It's calm. Tranquillo. This is what I mean. Like, we've lost 1 fucking game. 1 game in 5. And that's me saying that we're bad. I honestly, my head's hot with it. I'm like, why is everybody losing the shit? I think maybe it's a hangover from last season, but if we look at this season in its entirety, before yesterday, we'd got 3 clean sheets on the spin. Yeah, 3 clean sheets on the spin and had scored 4 goals and 6 points, right? That was before yesterday. Yesterday happened. 2 gilt-edged chances missed, which is more than what Burnley had, and an error made by, for me, Solomon first for the slip and Bogle for his shoddy defending. Now, of course, to turn around and be like, oh, well, it's all this, you know, if, buts, maybes, but ultimately, that's what it rested on. If that game had finished 0-0, no one would be having this conversation. You might have been annoyed by the game and the way it developed, but this whole thing of, like, the manager's inept, every manager's better than him again. I just think people are doing too much, but that is just my opinion. I think someone messaged me earlier on. Sorry, no, put in the comments about Vic Vinegar, and I want to give him props for it because you know the season we went up under Bielsa, we lost 9 games of football, 9 in total. We've lost 1 in 5. If we continue in that, I dare say we won't lose more than 9 this season. I don't know what we lost last season. I don't even think it'll be anywhere close to that, to be honest. Maybe it will. I'm not sure. I'll go back and check. But my point is, I think we're just doing too much. And is this what... Look, and I like the manager. I back the manager. So it's like, is it a case of, what if we win the next 4, but as soon as we lose, bang, pitchforks are out, get him out. I just think people... are doing a little bit too much, but that's just my opinion. We'll get the others in. Danny's joined us. Jack, you were at the game, so let me come to you.
Yeah, man.
How was it for you, pal? I've heard the atmosphere wasn't great and stuff, but just the whole experience for you with the game, the tactics, the result. How was it in your opinion?
Yeah, it turned pretty quick at Ellen Road, to be honest. I think it got a bit. Everybody got pretty radgy pretty quickly. Really, could sort of see where the game were going, but I didn't think Burnley particularly did. In all fairness, they were decent enough, and they are a decent side. There will be about it, won't there, this year? So
yeah, of course.
we're gonna lose more games. It's also just on something Mourinho said years ago about losing a game is sometimes better than drawing a few anyway, really. And I know that seems ridiculous, but then it demands a reaction, doesn't it? So now we have to go into some games, get a run of form going. Yeah. It's not necessarily the worst thing to have happened. I mean, it was frustrating, and there was some massive chances missed. That Joseph chance is really quite poor, isn't it? It's poor finish. Yeah. I mean, it's not even. It's literally 5 yards out, isn't it?
Yeah, it's bad. It's really bad.
It's not even like. And then he rallied the crowd, to say come on, let's get up for it or something. I thought, well,
it was right in front of you as well, wasn't it?
Yeah. It's too soon for me. I can't deal with it. When it's something that happens 30 seconds in, I'm like, no, not yet. I need to relax in a bit. So it were all a bit much. But yeah, I love going to ground. It's mint regardless of result, really. But second half got really. Everybody's going on about atmosphere, aren't they? But maybe I just, I still think it's mint. And if we'd have been winning that game, it'd have been bouncing. So I don't really. Somebody's seen a Burnley tweet, aren't they, saying that there's nobody in ground before kickoff,
because they're all having a drink and they're in.
I know they're all enjoying day out. What
the fan zone is literally adjacent to going into the ground, you're there in the ground. What's the point in being in there when you can have a drink here or in the?
I know there's loads of atmosphere in there, so it's let's go cheer lads.
Concourse is bouncing right upstairs. Is bouncing. Why are you going to be sat at your seat when you can be having your last sup of beer or spending with your mates?
My dad used to send me out into the stand, and then he'd be in getting boozed up, unbeknown to me. I thought he was just doing something else, but that's the whole point, isn't it? Really, kids go and watch them warm up, don't they, and train and stuff. But then everybody's there for kickoff. That's nature at beast.
It is, mate. It is. I just had a look as well, folks. Just last season, we lost 10. Southampton lost 11. Ipswich lost 6. Leicester lost 11. You're going to lose games of football. I just think there's been a massive overreaction to that one loss. Lockie, what do you put the overreaction down to?
I was going to just on what Jack was saying about atmosphere, because I wasn't there because the Leeds United ticketing office hate me. Never get a ticket. I was in the queues, never get them. But anyway, that's another story. Is there a disconnection between manager, players, and fans, do you think? Because when I used to go League One days, Championship when we were bad, we had a few decent years in there, but that's when I went most of the time. I always remember coming off the pitch. I don't remember the game really. I just remember the atmosphere from Leeds United, even when we were really bad, games where we get battered, or the atmosphere was always great. That's my memories from it. Now it seems, and I went about 8 times last year, and I hate to say it, but it's not an atmosphere I'd remember. Do you know what I mean? It felt like it was a little off. I don't know why that is. The Norwich game in the playoffs was unbelievable. One of the best memories I ever have, and I was lucky enough to be there. That is what I expect or around that every week when I used to go, back in the day. But it does feel that there's something missing. And is it the connection with the manager? Is it the players? Because I think the players are soft. I don't think we have those players that really get the team, get the fans going. I think the identity of Leeds United requires some proper S-houses, some proper players who are going to smash people, wind people up, but also be good footballers. I look at the Bielsa team. Alioski was that. The crowd loved him. Calvin Phillips would smash someone, wouldn't he? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that'd get the crowd going. Go on.
Yeah. I think, and Damars hit the nail on the head in the comments as well, I genuinely feel it's because fans expect now. There is a level of expectancy within the fan base, whereas previously, because people are online and their easy trope is to go, because the football's shit. Well, trust me, before Bielsa came, it was fucking worse.
Yeah.
Worse, I had to watch terrible footballers at this. Jason Pearce, no disrespect to them. Lee Peltier under Warnock, Paul Green, these terrible footballers hoofing it long, never playing football whatsoever. So the atmospheres were okay. You know, we're better. So it's not that at all. I genuinely feel from Bielsa, which is when everyone started to come back and the season ticket waiting list became a thing, that then from then you then get Premier League. You're always going to fill it out week in, week out in the Premier League regardless. Then we then get relegated and people are already like in. I think it would take a while for the attendances to massively drop. You'd have to be in the Championship for a few years yet, but they would eventually because it happened, right? But I think people go into the ground expecting Leeds United to win every game of football now. And that's what comes with being a good side. And if we don't win, then people are like, this ain't good enough. This ain't good. 10 minutes in, it's fucking terrible. And
There's an element of worry.
Yeah, worry is, yeah.
Sorry. I was just going to say,
go on.
Even then, I think we're too good. I think we're too nice. I remember like the Bielsa years, obviously, and even in the times before that, like when we were good, it was all about Ellen Road. It was all about players literally hated, and they've done this. They said in interviews, right? In Bielsa season, all the managers after saying this is the hardest game of the season, coming to Ellen Road under this team. You know that for every second of it, the players are going to be aggressive. They're going to be in front of you. They're going to be smashing you. I don't feel that we have that. I think I look at the game yesterday. The Burnley players loved that. They love the fact that we're quite fragile in the sense that Hannibal, all it took Hannibal was 2 or 3 things to do, and everyone was on him, peeing him off. You know, Ampadu tried to smash him and came out the other end. Hannibal's laughing at him.
It's embarrassing that he came off worse off in it. He'll have been fuming, you know.
Annoying. Like, and then I look at like the reaction of the crowd, you know, saying them things to him. He loved it. He was doing this. He loved it. Like Homelander when he puts his hand, like he was loving it. Hannibal loved it. And then you look at Sarmiento after the game and what he's commented. Players feel like they can do that at Ellen Road now, and it's that little thing. I remember when Bielsa, man, when players did stuff like that, it didn't last long because that team would not let that happen because they respected the fact that we're at Ellen Road and we're not going to be nice. We're going to be very good at football, but we're also going to be horrible. I think that's missing a bit. I just think there are a bunch of great lads that want to play great football, but I feel there's an edge missing there that I need, and I think the fans need. Yeah, I don't know.
I do, just before Jack comes in on his point as well, I do just want to say, Sean, I'm not saying that people shouldn't expect. Genuinely, it was a question as to why the atmosphere is not as good, and that's my opinion. I don't go anymore, so I can't really comment, right? I'm not there in the ground, and it's not great for me to comment. So it's people watching like, shut your mouth, you're not even at the game, which I totally get. But my point is, why do I think the atmosphere isn't as great? Because it comes across on the TV as well, you know, it does come across. You watch it yourself, Sean. But the question was, why isn't it great? Of course, people can expect and should expect. Yeah, but I'm saying that's why I think it has taken a dip. Sorry, go on.
There's just 2 instances as well, like when that happened and Hannibal's laughing. But then you had one where, was it Solomon got pushed? None of our players backed it. And we're not asking them to fight. We're not asking. It's just back your teammates, be around them. You know, there's other problems as well, but that's the biggest one for me. And that's something that is really important in football. We're not asking, I don't want them to throw a punch. I just want them to get in the faces and laugh at them. You know, like Ayling used to, Click used to.
Yeah, of course.
You know, no one would get away with anything against Leeds at Ellen Road. It feels like they are
too
now
soft.
And enjoying it.
You think we're too soft?
I think we're too soft. And I'm not one of them people that wants like old school. I'm not, but I just feel it needs to be there. I think we're missing it. I don't know.
Jack, what were you going to say, mate? Sorry.
Yeah, it's like an expectancy to do well, but it's not even particularly in performance, but I think there's like a worry that comes with it. So it's like, if we're not, because we know it's this season, or, you know, it's going to go badly for us, really. Isn't it? Like we're going to have, you know, we're hard enough this season, like losing players and stuff. And that, you know, we need to get out. I mean, even Kinnear was saying really wanting in that interview that we need to get out this year. There's a slight bit of worrying there. And then I think everybody gets on board with this Leedsy thing where, you know, this is what we do. We play well for 20 minutes and then we get beat on counter. And it's all like, people can see the pattern and then the worry kicks in, doesn't it? So I think it's a combination of all them things. I just wish we could get to a decent portion of the game before it starts to get a bit hostile in ground. That's all I would say. But look, he's definitely right. If somebody, I mean, I do think Ampadu is that guy. To be fair, I do think he does.
He was unlucky with the injury in the tackle. Yeah.
Yeah, and he went to go get him. And to be fair to Meslier, Silent S, I can't remember who it was that he wiped out, but he was 5 yards away from. He kicked it. He came out of his box and cleared the ball, and then he just kept going, and he totally hammered into one of them lads. So that
I remember. Yeah, I remember.
And if Mezzi's doing that, that ain't his job, really, is it? They should all be at it, really. Because it does need, and especially at this level, it needs. Well, I say this level. I've never played at this level, but it all needs. Any level. But I think in Championship, it's so tough and robust, and you do need some big. Boy
you do. Yeah, some big time shit houses. You do, mate. 100%. Like
it's not just a winding up thing either. It is just like like what I know I'm banging on, but when Rodon got bullied and stuff, it by centre forward and that. It's not good enough. Just
that foul. It's a foul, man. It was a foul.
Because I don't think it is, but don't let it be a foul. Is all I'm saying. Like, you've got to be robust. You just do. You got to be a man. Big boy shit.
Before we go into the game again, I just want to talk on the reaction or overreaction, if you like, from certain sections of the fan base, and everyone's entitled to do how they please, right? Danny, we were talking about it before you came on, just saying you'd seen some wild takes. I know me and you go at it sometimes, especially during the summer with the 49ers. You're quite patient when it comes to ownerships. I'm on it, but like I'm quite patient when it comes to the manager if I rate them. But if I rate them, where are you at with it? What have you thought to people with the Farke out stuff?
Well, I've just finished. I know it's early, but I've just finished building my Guy Fawkes Farke. It's sat in the corner, ready to go up in flames. Nah, I'm only joking, mate. Twitter's Twitter, innit? You can call it X all you want. Roll it in glitter. It's still SHIT.
Still shit, yeah.
It's. The fans are very reactionary. Some people are just professional trolls on there. It's not real life, is it? If you talk to a fan in the stadium, they'll have a totally different opinion. But it's, like you say, mate, I'm patient with it. I'm willing to give him time to get the new signings involved. But some of the takes, mate, I've seen someone call Farke tactically inept tonight, and we should have gone for Corberan. And we did. We tried Corberan, but he won't come. He signed a new deal at West Brom. It's the reason why he didn't come to Leeds United. We tried for Arnie Slot, if you remember. We tried for all these managers, and they turned us down. But to call Farke, his football's frustrating sometimes, but he's won the league twice. You can't take that away from him. And let me pick this 90-point trophy. Yeah.
It's true, though, bro.
It's true. It's true. He got 90 points. That's a fact. We didn't go up, but that's what it is. That's a lot of fans catastrophize because it's their outlet. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
I also do private therapy sessions if you're interested. But that's just how I see it, mate. You know what I'm like. I like to be patient. I like to see all the facts before they come out, before I burn the house down.
Yeah. No, I think that's fair. In hindsight, we were totally deluded thinking Slot would ever come in. It's easy now with hindsight or in hindsight, just because he went to Liverpool. Loads of money. Listen, it is what it is. We don't need to go down that route. Right, let's talk about the game itself then. Jack, I'll come back to you. You were at the game. Was it a case of same old, some of the subs lacking at times, failure to create chances? I know we had them two big ones, but outside of that, like, how did you see the game?
Yeah, the sub that really got me, I never thought I would be saying this a few years ago, but when he brought Firpo off, because I don't want to, call Bogle out at all, but he doesn't seem up to it to me. In terms of, he probably is decent, but in terms of like, there's some sort of fitness going on with him or something. He's not up with play at all. I do think he hides over there, to be honest. There's options like Firpo. He's much more comfortable on the ball. Every time Bogle got it, he wants rid of it instantly, and he was playing it into centre a lot and losing it a lot. He did not want the ball, which isn't fine, but whatever. But then he drags Firpo off, and I thought, well, Firpo's the one thing about Firpo going forward is, I said this on my video, but so I am repeating myself, but not if you haven't heard it. So, but he's 7 out of 10 going forward all the time because it's not a form thing. He doesn't need to be, you know, in form. That's just the type of footballer he is. He's calm on the ball and like he wants to get forward. Like he loves it, doesn't he? He's bounding forward and he is always a constant threat. And then when we brought him off, I just thought, and then Byram ended up playing like right back of a 3 anyway. So he like brought him off for Byram. Byram got ridiculed a bit by fans. I don't know.
He weren't great, Byram, though. It was one of the sub appearances where he came on, and I did think he was a little bit shoddy at times.
Yeah, well, it was, but it had collapsed a bit at that point, as far as I was concerned. It had gone, and like the Rothwell sub, it just. I don't actually mind Rothwell, but it's a whole load of no. I don't mind. He's a decent centre fielder.
He's pawny, man. He's pawny.
What he is, right? What he is, in my opinion, is 6-a-side. The bloke's a monster. If we're just playing like silly bits of tippy tappy, like I'm not saying tippy tappy football, if everybody thinks, because I like tippy tappy football, but 6-a-side stuff where it's just like, oh, give us and it's all like a bit of show ponying, and everything he does has all got a bit of like panache on it, rather than just playing the 5-yard pass. It's all like it's just not going to influence the game. And if Tanaka's meant to be like the second coming, why didn't he look at him?
Yeah.
But just don't change. I just thought, and then I felt for Peru a bit, however you say his name, because I just thought, well, you've brought him on in this shit show. Really, it had gone to. You just knew them 2 subs weren't going to do all, and that's a horrible feeling, that when you just know nothing's going to happen. But yeah, I mean, yeah.
The Aronson for Pirro again screams that lack of a 10 that we should have got for me.
And Aronson were playing well as well.
Agreed.
I might have got away from it because that might have just been in first half. And sometimes in ground, I do find it hard to process when it's down other end. But I remember a few through balls in first half and stuff down when we were down our side. He looked like sharp, and he looked like he was going to set play up. I actually like him. Do you know what I mean? I think I think if we'd have signed him without all the nonsense, you know, that had gone on in past couple of years, I think we'd be pretty happy with that as a addition to a 10. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, so
but we're still lacking though, right? Because the only other option then is to bring Pirro on.
No, we're lacking. I just mean, you know, Aronson would be in and around squad really without any of the. I mean, I know everybody's forgot all that stuff now, to be fair, but
yeah,
I just felt like we took everybody off that was at it, and then. Because I think bringing Solomon off, who can definitely just pull something out of the bag regardless of his game. I mean, he didn't play particularly poorly, but
because I thought Nonto was
just
poor,
pulling
Jack.
guts out.
I thought Nonto was poor, and Solomon probably should have stayed on, and Nonto come off.
There's just not like pulled guts out at team for me.
I don't agree with it, yeah, but I feel like it was the ones that was far away, was it? Because Tanaka was in China, Bahrain, was it?
Yeah.
Firpo was in other side of the world somewhere, and Aronson was obviously wherever he was.
He looked all right to me, did Firpo. Well, both
that's what I mean.
On a bender.
They did, yeah. I don't agree with it, but I just think he kept Nonto.
Most of the attacks came from Bogle's mistakes, no?
Yeah, well, Bogle's defending for that goal, man, for me is criminal. Like,
I don't know what
is that communication though? Was that communication for the defence? Because he looked like he was waiting to be told to push out.
Well,
you can't leave that central role until Strout covers him, because there's a guy middle and you don't leave him. But the problem was when Strout was there, he went, but then he stopped, and then he went again. It was that stop. If he didn't stop, he gets there. But he stopped. I don't know why.
I think when he's coming towards edge of box, you've got to get over
to him. Got to get out to him. Yeah, but
communication. If Strout said if Strout's telling, wait, I'm not there, now go, and he's gone, what? Okay, go. It's bad.
It was like I'm watching the game, and I said it at the time. I'm like, what? It's almost like he waited for Koleosho to pull his leg back, and then went, oh, now I'll go. And by the time he gets to him, the ball's already past him. It was infuriating. Yeah, it was infuriating.
It's, to be honest, on him, he's got to improve, because we've got a good backup on the bench.
But surely that's teachable, though, Lockie. Yeah, it's not a skill issue. It's more of a
But is it? He might do it in training. He might be excellent at it in training. He might have just lost
Yeah,
communication. You
that's
don't know.
true.
I don't know. You shouldn't be doing that. You should learn that when you're 10 years old. You know, it's simple stuff. I don't know why he stopped. He just stopped. He stuttered and he stuttered and then went again.
The whole thing was hesitant, wasn't it? He didn't know.
that's the
Like you
problem.
say, if it is a communication thing, but as much as I'm on board with that, I know it's easy in hindsight that he did the wrong thing, but I'd shan it off me. I'm selfish enough to just think, if I make my own mistake, I wouldn't be having it on somebody else's behalf. I just think this is me. Do you know what I mean? Nobody's saying that I did it unless I did do it. Do you know what I mean? I'd have to just do what I thought, and I'd be straight over, probably too early, and then I'd make myself look a donkey. But
Especially when,
like I say, it's easy in hindsight. Sorry, go on.
I was going to say, Stroud busted his backside off, didn't he? He did really
To
well
get
to cover
back,
that.
yeah.
And then he didn't even go out. All he had to do was run 5 yards. Stroud ran length at pitch to get back. Yeah. Frustrating that.
But are we going to see this more often this season because both wing backs are high up the field, Lockie? You know all the tactical analysis because
no, but it was a corner, bro. It was a corner.
Our own corner.
Like, people are saying to me, going, "Well, it came from left side. Where's Firpo?" I went, "It was a corner." So we've got everyone in the box, including Firpo, and Bogle's told to stay back. That's all, innit? Bogle's saying you're on halfway. Yeah,
and it came out to Solomon. Look, he's unlucky.
Yeah,
he literally slips. And we're caught out because of it. It's unfortunate, but we had one covering back, which isn't enough. I think you need two. I think
Solomon got a bit of stick for that, and that is what you're going to get off him as well. In fairness, he has to try. Well, he doesn't have to try and beat that player. He could be boring and go back to Bogle and we start again. Yeah. But that's not why we brought him in, is it? He knows he can beat. He doesn't look like anybody can take ball off him at best of times, at worst of times rather. So he knows he's got the beating of him, or at least it'll be out for a throw-in or whatever. He knows what he's doing, and then obviously when he slips, he's done for, isn't he? It's not that's not a footballing thing. That's just
unlucky.
Bad luck, isn't it? Truth be told.
But it should have been. I think there should have been another cover, and I don't know why we had one back.
We always did, though, didn't we?
We always did. Yeah, it's always. It was always great, and it's always Bogle because I assume he's the quickest. That's what they do. Or Ramazani, not Ramazani. What's his face? Solomon. Solomon was deeper as well because he got the ball, didn't he? You know what I mean? So he's not.
Do you reckon it's
about that big, so he's not.
We're that bad in corners that we need so many. We had 8 in the box.
More bodies, yeah.
You need 4 or 5 good headers in there, but we don't have it. So maybe it's a thing that we just put so many in there that any knockdown or anything we might get there first.
It's the delivery for me. I'm sick of this, like trying to whip it in like Thierry Henry or something. Just clip it in. Just give somebody a chance. There's,
barely beats the first man.
Problem is, first man. Rodon cannot defend, cannot head a ball. He's the worst header of a ball I've ever seen, man.
Oh, Bogle?
No, Rodon.
Oh, right. I thought you said
Even
Bogle.
the way he's jumping, like he goes like Superman, like this. I'm like
Shamu.
Where were you going, bro? Like fucking honestly,
I don't
know.
The one end of was it second half near the end? How's he not getting head on that? That were a rate ball. I don't remember who crossed it in, but he's left his man. He lost his man. He did well, and he kind of just misses it. That's a guilt chance there.
Yeah, it's bad.
I don't know. Huge chances we missed. That's the main. But we can analyse the game. We can talk all this, but you score your chance in 30 seconds, and I think we're in control of that game. Nanto takes his chance.
The thing about that is that just touching on the Mateo Joseph miss, he's not even got it on target, and that annoyed me. That showed his youth and inexperience for me. I think he's had too much time to think about it, and he's just flapped at it. And I thought he's just snatched it. He could even took another 2-3 touches if you had that experience. If that's Pirro or any other starting striker, I think that goes in for a 9 times out of 10. But even if he saved it, I won't be pissed off.
Peru, whatever, he wouldn't have got there, would he, in fairness?
No, that's the truth.
What happened with Joseph White, he was far too central, wasn't he? He was running straight at the keeper. He didn't go to either side before he struck the ball. So really, he had to take him on. That was the only. But I think he felt the pressure at centre-back a bit. But I agree with Danny, it was so far wide. Just hit the keeper. I know that sounds madness, but if you straight on put it through his legs or... just let him make a save and just think, oh, that were a bit of a poor finish. But just to literally put it into a corner flag.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad.
Wildly wide.
And
that goes in. Different game.
different game. We win it, bro. Because Burnley have got to come out then. Like I also think as well, we're being very harsh on our lads in terms of we've got to give props to Burnley in what was a solid away performance. They didn't give us nothing. Even times where we had Solomon and we had Nonto cutting in from either sides, and I'm waiting for the angle to open up. There was nothing. It was so tight in there, and you've got to give props to them. You've got to give props to Hannibal, to Brownhill in midfield. You've got to give props to Bashir Humphreys, Estev, Worrell. They defended quality. Let's be honest. They didn't. We dominated the ball, and for me, if we play a lesser opposition yesterday, we create more than what we did. I just think Burnley, we've come up against a team that will also be there or thereabouts come the end. And I think we've looked at that and gone, it's the same as last year. And it's like, well, we have to take into consideration the opposition that we're playing as well. I swear we do. They were good.
I thought they were very good. That's an excellent low block, that is. At the end of the day, if you're up against a really well-organised low block, it's really tough to do anything at the time. And we actually did well.
Bro, I watched Spurs take on Arsenal today. Exactly the same, bro. Yeah. It was exactly the same.
Yeah, that's it.
We did create.
Yeah. You did, yeah. That's it. We created 2 one-on-one chances from it. So really, one-on-one chances they're not half chances, they're not shots. They're literally one-on-one with the goalkeeper. If you can get in that position 2 times in a game, you probably should win the game. Do you know what I mean? We struggled to break it down, but we still did 1, 2, 3 times. And we should have scored from it. It's as simple as that. You're not going to break an organised low block down 10 times a game, or they won't do it. They just stop doing it. The second you score from them doing a low block, they'll stop doing it because it's failed then. And we're working. We missed that one-on-one chance, which was more from a press, really won it. But the non-0-1, we found a way through it. Should have finished it. If they scored that, they wouldn't have done it then. You know, I just think, they've had, this isn't an excuse, by the way, I'm just saying, they've had 2 whole weeks with, I think it was only Koleosho and the goalkeeper in that team that were not there. And they've had 2 weeks to work on that, you can tell, because they were very good at it. And we didn't know what to do. We didn't quite have the little details to deal with it, really. But it was a very good performance from them from that point. It weren't pretty, it weren't exciting, but they sat deep really well and effective, soaked all the pressure up for the most part, and then absolutely destroyed us on 1 or 2 counter-attacks. But that's it. They didn't tear us apart. They didn't have wave after wave attack against us. We were still fairly comfortable in that sense, I thought. I still think we controlled it. Yeah. But I think they were really good in that low block sense, not as a whole. But the plan worked.
Can I just ask, Lockie, what's the best way to get past the low block? Is it just moving the ball quickly and runs?
You can move the ball quickly, you can stretch them. But at the end of the day, if they're really good and they're compact, you can go wide. They'll just shuffle 5 yards together. What you have to either bait them
Let's be honest. We used to go wide under Bielsa and just put balls into the box aimlessly that we never fucking won anyway.
I remember all the
people forget we had these times under the previous managers. It happens.
But genuinely, a lot of the time is a mistake from a player who isn't on it.
Yeah,
so a player
doing their job.
Concentration. Look at the Aronson pass when one of their centre backs didn't follow the marker. He made a good run. That's all it takes. It is difficult, and that's why teams do it. They don't. There's not really a way to do it. Like you said today, Joe, with Liverpool, Tottenham. There's not. If it's good, it's tough because it's literally 11 players in front of the goal. You know, you got up for a mistake, a 1v1, maybe just beat your man and then put a cross in. It's tough, and if it's a really good one, it's hard. That's the facts of it. It's just difficult.
Yeah. What it is as well is that these players, every single one of them, you know, up to about, well, I don't even know how far down you'd have to go down pyramid, but they're excellent footballers. If you're asking like a lad that's actually, you know, if he came down to Sunday League, he's like 60 goals a season. Even their centre back will be 60 goals a season. You know, like superb technical ability. And then you're asking them to do a job as a unit. Yeah. You know, like when Real Madrid have done it, they did it to Man City, didn't they? And it's just like, well, they were penned in literally into their own box and just not a single one of them panicking, just like, oh, we're all right. They're so used to sort of, I mean, not at this level, I'm not comparing it to Real Madrid, but it's just at any level, you can organise a side to do that. And they're comfortable in the pressure. They're not worried by it. It's not like nobody's going to go out headless and just charge out, you know, and go football or whatever. It's like they're very regimented, aren't they?
Yeah.
With loads of technical ability.
And that's what I'm talking about. Like when I say I'm not too concerned about this, because like Howard says, there won't be opposition like
No.
Burnley every week. They will not. They will
No.
not.
No, I remember teams tried it. Was it Watford the first game? Tried it last year. Huddersfield
Yeah.
tried it, and we destroyed them because they weren't great at it. When the
And
team's
if
good
we
at
get
it,
that
it's-
first goal from Joseph,
Yeah,
this isn't
exactly.
even a
They wouldn't
conversation
have
that
played
we're
like that. They
having.
wouldn't have played a low block. They just
Yeah.
scrapped it and just because you're losing at that point, it's pointless.
The
And
further
been
it gets
more
into the game, the more
Yeah.
people stick with it. Not just stick with it, obviously, but after 60 minutes,
Start celebrating it and that, don't they?
really
win
start
that header,
committing.
yes,
And
and
then
it's
you've got a
like
chance.
It starts to mean more. Whereas if you break it down in the first
100%.
10 minutes, because like I say, Man City can have terrible games with it. It takes them 80 minutes, and then when other team are literally exhausted from how they're moving ball, then they get it. But it's like, teams really do start to get their tail up, don't they? Get loads of confidence.
Mm-hmm. You need a long range strike to go in. You need a set piece to go in. You need a counter or something when they've got a corner, something like that. Or you need one of them to be out of position, and then you've got to be clinical. And we're not. The biggest difference for me, having watched, I think 1 or 2 games, not much of them, but Burnley and Sheffield United, probably the 2 up there with us, right? The difference between them is they don't play better football. It's not exciting. They don't dominate teams. They're clinical. They just take all their chances.
Yeah.
Sheffield United did it the other day. I remember. I think you were watching it, Joe.
Watch the game, bro. Yeah.
They just took the chances, didn't they? They just took them.
Yeah.
Burnley did the other week when I think they scored 5. They just took all the chances.
Yeah.
It's
just on this tour. Do you know what? My point. It's not even that, right? If we lose against Cardiff and we lose against Coventry, we'll be having a conversation. Please know this, folks. But what I'm saying is, it's 1 loss in 5. It's not me glazing the manager or anything like that. I'm more so saying the people that are ready with pitchforks, you're going too early and you're going to end up with egg on your face. People that are telling me, genuinely, people that are telling me in comments he'll be gone by October, put your money where your mouth is, because I guarantee you he will see the season out at Leeds United and we will get promoted. Listen, I've done this dance before when people were telling me Jesse was the second coming, went early. I was right. I told you so. Let's not sack Bielsa. You will regret this decision. Then people put their hands up now and go, do you know what? I got it wrong. Because they can't see the wood through the trees, man. Can't see the wood through the trees. Too reactionary. Just relax. Relax. It's 1 game in 5. 1 game in 5. We will go on to win. It's cool, calm, cool, collected. Sorry, go on.
Also, just a little criticism on that comment. Farke's German, so it'd be tongue. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say as well, Joe. You've got to suit your agenda, though. You've got to remember the last game last year. The different season.
Exactly. This is what I'm saying.
You've got to do it to the exact point where we went bad. Don't forget the 13 games before it. Do it to the exact point where we lost, right? And you've got to include that. We've got to be fair here. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I said earlier on my video, I said, just take it back to Revy era and we'll pretend we're best team in England again. Fuck it. Let's go that far back.
See, people wanted him out.
Sorry, this is a great point. Sorry, because I'm on one now. Don't anyone ever go at me for saying 90 points if you're bringing up the last 10 games. That's fair. That's fair. Then. That's fair. Isn't it, people in the chat?
90-point trophy, last
100%.
season, final 10-game form trophy, whatever you want to
100%.
call it.
Yeah. Right, there's a few topics I do want us to discuss, folks. Joe Rodon, discuss what's happened. Is it the loan curse? I'm not convinced he's been at the races this season, and I thought he was poor again yesterday.
I think the ghost of Liam Cooper resides in his shirt. Genuinely, I don't know what it is.
Liam Cooper. I love that thing, man. Switching gears. Go on, mate.
Comrade Cooper, welcome to Sofia. Honestly, I don't know what it is. I think it is the curse. There were a video that they put out that says that I'm passing the phone to the biggest moaner, and it was Rodon that we're on next. And you can see him whinging quite a bit. During the game, he did quite a few inward passes that didn't come off, rather than just playing it outward to Bogle, which sometimes it goes straight out of play or not, or too short to Bogle. I don't know, mate. I think he just needs to settle down a bit. I think he gets a bit overexcited trying to play these wonder balls in field. He did it a few times where it was almost a reverse pass, where it came on the inside rather than going down the line. And he needs to score a goal, in my opinion, just to get it out of his system, and then he'd be right as rain, I think. Also, turning back to 14, I think that giving me shirt back, that's what I want.
Yeah,
Nice.
I'm not sure, but it's a form thing.
He's
Hopefully
not
it
been
ends
great,
soon.
has he, though, Lockie?
No,
We
he
can all
hasn't.
see
No, that's
that.
what I
It's
mean.
not.
Yeah. I think it's a form thing. We know how good it can be for us. That's the thing. We've seen that. I think he just looks a little nervous, a little indecisive in some
Is
of his
it Bogle?
decision-making.
Is it also new partnership forming on the right-hand side?
I mean, it'll help if
People
you
are
know
saying
the
it in
guy
the
who's next
chat,
to you.
just-
Of course, yeah. You want to know
Yeah.
I mean, the Strout-Firpo side looks solid for me, and I think that's testament of that. I think Strout looks so good as well that maybe because he looked ridiculous. Even I thought he was brilliant.
Yeah, he was good.
He's such a good player, man. I think Rodon just looks a little off it because of that. I think that's not helping. I honestly don't think it's that deep. Like, I just think he needs to find his confidence again. I think he's lacking it a little bit. I don't know. I think he'll be fine, to be honest, Joe Rodon. We've seen it enough. I think he'll be all right.
Have you got any thoughts on Rodon, Jack?
I can't believe how Stewart gets away with it, me. Honestly.
Really?
Yeah,
it's good, man.
But that's what I mean. It's everybody goes, like, you know, like it's a huge thing that I've stated. I'm not, you know, he's a decent enough centre back, but I don't think he's better than Rodon. And I think Pascal on the ball, man. I think he's bad on ball.
No, Jack.
What? Show me some stuff.
In terms of progressing the ball up the pitch, he's very, very good.
I don't have the minerals or the ball to be bothered to check out how many times he lost the ball yesterday, but he lost the ball a lot yesterday. It wasn't even yesterday, but he was losing it in training on Sunday.
Bro, I think he had the best pass accuracy in our 11, you know.
What, as a centre-back?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but who's he passing it to?
No, but you're saying he lost the ball, though. What stages?
Well, I mean, he put it out of play a couple of times. He tried to give it to Firpo a couple of times. Him having a decent pass percentage is what giving it to
going
Meslier.
forward though.
We're up against it.
That's fair.
I like Pascal. I think he's decent. But Rodon is getting it, and I don't think everybody goes. But Pascal, strong as an ox. God, is he a good centre back? Like he's some sort of like elite footballer, and I like him. I've always liked him. He's a big lad. He's a big unit. I don't want to start on him, but
no, I'm a massive fan of his though. So maybe.
Can you show me some footage when he's progressing with ball then? Because I quite like to see him go on a wild dribble.
Yeah, probably could find some. Yeah.
To be fair,
if you could,
get Y Scout out. I don't have access to it.
I ain't got that anymore, mate.
I mean, like Lockie, get me some Y Scout footage to show Jack.
So say because Rodon's not a Premier League footballer, somebody's just put in comments. So if Rodon's not a Premier League footballer and then Pascal is, where's the proof of that?
Oh, it's fair. You make a good case, mate. And I know you're not the only one who don't rate Strout, by the way.
It's not that I don't rate him. I think they're all decent.
Sorry,
but I don't think he's a world beater. I don't think we were lucky to keep him.
Well, this is where I see what you're saying here, because this is where I am with Gruev, right? Because I'm sick to the back teeth of people wanting him out of the side, when in actual fact, for me, he's been our best, most consistent midfielder this season. And if anyone needs dropping out of the pair of them, it would be Ampadu for me. And that's where, like, where your Strout Rodon thing is, because I get we're playing 2 6s. People are telling me that's fine, but when I look where he's playing as an 8. Now, maybe just having a different profile of a midfielder, a more attacking centre midfielder, I'll see it differently. But from what I'm seeing at the minute, for me, Gruev's doing really well. I thought he was one of ours, alongside Aronson, best players on the park yesterday. But everyone's going to get him out and start Tanaka.
See, this is it. I want to. It's annoying because I want to praise Gruev. I want to praise Gruev and Tanaka. It's not one or the other. You know what I mean? I don't dislike one or like the other more. I think they're both good at different things. That's the thing. Gruev was excellent. He was. I think he's been very good this year. Actually, I think he's been really good. But I just really like Tanaka. I really like him, and I think I still think in that final third, although Gruev was good and he did all right, he's not going to do the things Tanaka can do in that final third, right? That's my and I don't necessarily want him to, like you, Joe. You said I don't want Gruev dropped. Can all three of them play? That's it. Get rid of a 10 and play 4-3-3. I don't know. I'd be all right with that. Like, I just want to see Tanaka. I just really like him. I just think he's exactly what we don't have in there, and that's just something I want to see.
And is it a case of me? Is it a case of, so people are saying like Gruev's not been, although some are saying he has been bad, which I disagree with, but your take is that the profile of midfielder Tanaka is different to what Gruev is, so therefore when he is in the same spots, he'll do more with the ball than what Gruev is currently.
In like kind of the final third.
In the final third,
I think so. Okay. But you do lose, and Tanaka isn't as good defensively as Gruev. Tanaka's quite good at getting loose balls, bad touches, he'll be on it straight away, but Gruev's a really good tracker. He's really good at defensively, I think.
His positioning's really good, I find, as
really
well.
Good, yeah. I think there'll be games this season where Gruev is excellent and needed, and I think there'll be games this season where Tanaka is needed. Daniel Farke obviously said he wanted him last year as well. He really likes him. I do think he'll play very soon. I hope that's not for Gruev, but at the same time, I hope that's not for Ampadu. I don't know. That's the decision the manager's got to make. I like them both. I think it's good to have options. We didn't have that last year, really. We didn't really have options in that 8. Archie was playing right back, wasn't he? We only really had Kamara. Now we have options. I don't think it's a bad thing. I don't think you have to hate one player to like the other. I think you can like both and actually see this situation. Tanaka will be good. This game, Gruev will be good. Because that's what we need, I think. We need different options.
I hate the thing of like people just say Gruev's passing sideways. He's not. Don't see it. Don't see it.
I think he's just a safe player who likes to play the safe option. I don't think there's not wrong with that. I think there is players like Tanaka who will play that more progressive option at times. Not that Tanaka, by the way, Tanaka won't do that every time. He'll pass it back and sideways a lot like Gruev does. He will do that. But there will be times just where when he gets the ball straight away, his instant reaction is forward. He's very good at it. But yeah, Gruev's been excellent. I don't think you have to slight Gruev in order to rate Tanaka. I like them both. I think they're great options to have.
Any thoughts on Gruev, lads?
I think Ampadu's better than Gruev, personally. I think
Gruev in general, or just this season, or do you mean just overall?
In general,
overall, I agree. Overall, I agree. By the way, yeah, I agree.
I think Ampadu can probably track to the same level that Gruev would. I think they're getting each other's way a bit, to be honest. And then they're both trying to sort of do the 8 when we do have a lot of ball, and neither of them are the type that, to me, that are going to break into the box, or it's not. Neither of them are a threat at all, really. And like this call for us to shoot more, well, we tried that a bit, didn't we? And we're Ampadu and Gruev were chipping it into keeper, and Ampadu was slicing it out.
Gruev had one yesterday. It was poor.
We need Struijk up there, Struijk, to get a couple of shots off, don't we? See, I'm sure he'll be pile driving him in. Yeah.
Next topic then, because we've come up to 50 minutes. I feel like I'm part of the GDL, the Gruev Defence League, you see, so I just wanted to get your takes on it. Danny, what do we do moving forward for Cardiff? Is it Tanaka in midfield for Gruev? Is it Ramazani should be starting on the right and dropping Nonto? Or do we drop Solomon and put Nonto back on the left? Like, for you, going into Cardiff, because if it's the same lineup, the fan base will shit the bed, right? But that shouldn't matter for Farke, and it won't. But I do think with another week in training, we probably could do with something switching up, especially on the back of a loss. How do you change it? What do you see happening, or what do you want to happen?
It depends if, because Ramazani will limp in towards the end of the game. Ampadu were not so well. Yeah, he was. Yeah,
true.
So it depends assuming that they're fully fit, I think he needs to make changes personally. Quickly on Gruev, I like him, but if I were to drop Ampadu or Gruev, it would be Gruev for Tanaka, for the reasons that Lockie said, really, because I find him more positive. Gruev hits a ball like it's one of them 50p flyaways from shop. Do you know what I mean? It just floats towards the keeper rather than got a good free kick, though, didn't he? But I was
just going to say it like he did in Norwich. Yeah, watch yourself. All right, GDL,
yeah, GDL. Don't worry.
I'm sorry. You try to think of a joke, weren't you? You try to think of a joke. I know you too well now, Danny. That little gap there was like, oh, have I got out for him? No, I haven't.
Just Gruev texted me. He's like, is he still chanting GDL? So, yeah, he is. Yeah.
There it was.
No, personally, I want to see more Ramazani. I think he looks electric. Not a hot take. I think Nonto's not been at it as much. Personally, I think what really wound me up was he was taking shots while he was off balance, going to go for glory. I think he's trying to do too much sometimes, but I do think he makes changes. I think it'll be the same team bar Gruev. Personally, I think he'll start Tanaka, if I'm being honest. But one thing I do need to mention is that I want to see if the Ramazani, Schmidt, and all that are on the bench. I want to see him come on a lot earlier.
Yeah.
None of this 10 minutes, 15 minutes. It's not enough for them to make an impact for me. But other than that, mate, I think it's rather Tanaka in or he'll go with the same.
Yeah, turn into Pirone Rothwell instead of Ramazani and Tanaka's a bit wild, isn't it?
I was going to ask if I can.
Yeah.
Who out of the front three, forgetting Joseph, the three behind, do you guys think has been the least consistent performer this year? Because online, I'm seeing Aronson or whatever.
It's Nonto.
Solomon.
Nonto's been poor.
Do you guys think that as well?
I won't drop him though. Honestly, won't.
So you won't bring Ramazani in yet, Jack? No.
Not yet. I mean, I don't know about him though. So it's like same with Tanaka. I know you're extremely well versed on it, Lockie and stuff.
TDL. He's part of TDL. Tanaka Defence League.
No, but you do know about Tanaka. I've seen
Tanaka Strike Force.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
Konnichiwa.
I need to see. Well, I don't need to see. I don't need to see anything. They don't need to show me nout. But I would like to see more of him before I start dropping players in the side. Do you know what I mean? I've seen enough of Bogle now to warrant maybe swapping that out.
Would you do that then? Would that be your Schmidt?
I would. I know nothing about Schmitz, my man Schmitz, or if he says his name. But I'd do Byram over Bogle at minute. So it's like anybody want Bogle.
Not Schmitten like that. No, I rate Byram though. Although I don't know why he brought him on at left back. Like what I don't understand is Schmidt's only just started playing right back this season. All his other games have been at left back. So why did he go to Byram at I don't understand.
I think Byram's proper solid. We get stuck in this thing, right? And I get the only thing that I get dragged into online is this idea where the only objective is to get out of the Championship, right? And then you've got players that are just proper mint at this level. Like Ayling is a better right back than Bogle is now and will be probably for another year. He would get you out of the Championship, in my opinion. I just think, so do you want to get out of the Championship or do you want to get this random gadger in and then just have a guess on him and just go, well, yeah, that's what, because we needed rid of Ayling now. I'm not calling to bring Ayling back, by the way, or we need to move these players on. I get accused of being sentimental City or whatever you all call me in that. And it's got nothing to do with that. I'm just trying to be, some people get bored of the birds pretty quickly, don't they? I don't necessarily do that. I think it gets spicier. So I don't think there's any need to get the new in. It's like out with the old, in with the new, and he has to start. So Tanaka has to start. Ramazini has to start. Bogle has to start. Schmitz has to start. It's like, why? Who are these boys? Do you know what I mean? There's a long way to go. I don't know. Nonto is proven to me, and not only me, but others, that he is good enough. So I think he deserves backing rather than just mauling out.
I agree on that. I just don't think he's performing at a level that he can. I think it's, he's like you said, he's very good. He's very good. I don't think he's doing enough. I think he can do more. I think he's better than what he's playing. That's what's frustrating me about him. And you got Aronson for me, who's playing really well. I think he's doing all right. Aronson, I think he's doing really well. Solomon's getting into it, but I still think he looks dangerous. He looks a bit more tired after around 70 minutes. But I just think we need more from him. I think he's our main man. Who's been thinking as our main man now. Some of those gone. I think we need more from him. I think after the game as well, he'll expect more from himself. I feel you can tell, like Danny said, he's rushing a bit his decisions. And when he's on it, he got on it about 2-3 times in the first half, and he was all right. He looked good. He looked sharp, but then he didn't touch it for 25 minutes. And look, people say the manager in this, but he's got such a free role up there to move around and do it. I don't know. He needs to do more for me. I think there's a big responsibility on him this year. And I think he's got to step up to it. I think he's got to provide more.
I agree with that. I'm just saying, I just back him for a bit. That's all. I don't think we need to pull him out yet, on the basis that I think he deserves a bit. I said it about Joseph at the start of the year. If it doesn't go well for him for 10 games, he deserves 10 games at it. Because if you're not going to give players opportunities, I don't know. I don't think chopping and changing works. I think it's messy.
And in fairness, I don't think Ramazani's done amazing in the sense that Farke's looked at him and gone, "Oh, I'm going to drop Nonto or whoever in that front three for him now." I don't think that's the case either, is it? I think he's looked good. He's looked, energetic and all that. But yeah, the front three are excellent at this level. They're all very good players. Well, the three behind the striker, and they just need to be consistent, and Nonto needs to find it. And we're saying this, I think I don't speak for everyone, but I believe we're all saying this because we all think he's very good.
Yeah,
we just want more from him, don't we?
Yeah, 100%. We want and need more from him.
Yeah, we do.
He's that guy now. He's got that new contract. There is a case for this. We've probably the squad building's fucked up again. It's good. Like, we're happy with the squad and we've more than enough and all that. But actually, we've played one game, you have one loss, and you go, "Oh God, actually, yeah, this." I don't know. It's yeah, but we want to throw baby out with bathwater, don't we? Because we've lost the game. We're all looking for answers. Some of us are militant backing Farke, myself, and then others are saying get him out. And this is what happens when you lose a game of football. Unfortunately, it affects us, doesn't it? It does. So, Jack, would you make a change at right back anywhere else, or?
I'd just go right back at minute.
Yeah.
Unless Tanaka is a genuine the West Coast warlord, then bring him in. If he's going to just dominate the centre, then 100%,
Yeah.
But I don't know. Bielsa waited for Raft, didn't he? That were about 8 games, wasn't it? And he came on and put some through balls through, and everybody were like, "Whoa, what's going on here?" And apparently he just lit it up. So I think they know pretty quickly, don't they, on training pitch, who the boys are.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
And Ramazzini does look good. I'm not, I think they all look good. But, and again, I'm banging on, I'm saying the same thing, but because they're all good. I think wingers are much of a muchness in championship level. I think they're all like attacking footballers. Some of them are failed centre forwards that have ended up playing wide because there's not as much pressure on them. They're all got a mint touch. They can all beat a player, but whether you can actually like annihilate your right back or your left back and just constantly getting in behind and whipping ball in, and that's the consistency part that really does separate the wheat from the chaff, doesn't it? That's kind of what we're saying about Nonto. Nobody's doubting. He's still going on runs. He's still beating players and stuff, but there's not the same threat with it. He's beaten a couple of players centrally, and then there's no end product to it. Yeah. There's no doubting, you won't be able to get ball off an Nonto in training. But it's whether or not he can convert it into, 15, 16 goals.
I just look at Coleosho, their winger, who's, they're both Italian under 21 internationals. They both play in the same side for Italy. Both fairly highly rated. He went great in the game, but he had one chance and he took it, didn't he? And that's what those players do. Nonto had his chance and he hit it straight to the keeper. If he finishes that, we're all going, he's the man and stuff, because that's what we need him to do.
Yeah, that's fair. Right, let's get some quick snap score predictions for Cardiff away. Cardiff away, not an easy place for Leeds United. I'm just going to quickly check Twitter because there was still talk of their manager getting sacked because I was worried about there being a new manager bounce. But looking at it, he's still in charge, and it's not great because they've got 1 point, and then one of their strikers was actually out in Derby last night after they were beaten and got nicked. So it's clearly not going great there. So we need to further compound that. And hopefully they keep the manager. And he might get told, right, beat Leeds, you keep your job. If not, you're gone. Yeah. And hopefully we can beat them. But, quick snapshot. I think we win the game 2-0. Jack?
Are they rock bottom, Cardiff?
Bottom 1 point, yeah.
Yeah.
Conceded 11.
It's a good place. Well, like I say, it's not a good place.
Is it almost Leedsy? Is it almost Leedsy, this?
We need a reaction. I said it's better than a draw is a loss sometimes if you react well out of it. So as long as we get a big reaction, we have to be beating them, don't we? Or it is, I'm going to stay off YouTube for a bit if we don't, because I can't be bothered. I'll be back.
Fair. We will. Lockie?
Yeah, I think I don't care. Pressure of the manager. They're going to play for him. I don't care. The bottom of the league. I don't care where we're playing.
Beat him, aren't you?
We're serious. We should batter him, to be honest.
Agreed.
3-0.
3-0. Danny?
Yeah,
Almost
3-0,
forgot
mate.
your name. Yeah.
How could you
Almost.
forget this chubby face?
I know, I'm joking, mate. I'm joking. Slept
Yeah,
next to you,
3-0,
buddy. Slept next to you. How can I forget?
together?
Yeah,
There's videos, and there's proof, but you have to pay for
Do
it.
you remember when I told you to turn? What about when I told you to turn the game off, man? I was
Story
really
time.
like,
Story time.
just-
Joe's asleep. We've just walked 25 miles. Yeah, granted, we're all tired. I was watching the final between West Ham and whoever it was.
Frankfurt, was it? Frankfurt, I think maybe something like that.
Maybe.
You wrote,
I was watching it on my phone, laid down watching it. Joe turns over mid snore. Danny, can you turn that off? Okay, Joe. Okay, Joe. Using his celebrity to bully me into turning it. So I just sat there. I sat there in silence.
woke up in the morning.
Shivering.
Right? I woke up in the morning and Sean went, Joe, if you snort like that again, you're out on landing. He went, it sounded like you were dying. I was like, really? And then he went, and you made Danny turn it off. I went, what do you mean? I said, Danny, what the fuck did you turn it off for? You should have told me to F off. I didn't realise what time it was. I thought it was like middle at night. Do you know what I mean? Like in the AM. And I've gone, fucking hell, turn that off. But it was, what must it have been? About 8:30. And he's gone, okay, boss. I was like, what are you doing, man?
Was it intimidating? I was starstruck. What do you expect? Do you know what I mean?
Shut up, Danny, man.
I know. Sorry.
See, Johnny, I've also shared with Johnny on the first year, and he says, I know all about your snoring.
It's
bad. It's bad. It's like
never
someone
meet your
opening and
idols,
closing
Danny,
a suitcase really fast.
Yeah, honestly, it's bad, isn't it?
Man, like a pig being skewered in a bush.
Yeah.
A lot of people sharing a bed with you, John.
Yeah.
No, it's...
Took all covers, the lot.
No, this isn't true. We didn't share the same bed, mate. It was three.
I'm going to say, you do know it's
room.
still alive.
Yeah, 3 to a room, man. 3 to a room. Yeah, it's a great experience though. No, we didn't do it this year though, have we?
No,
but I might get yous all on it next time. You'll have to come and do it. 92 mile for charity.
Sharing. All right.
Yeah.
No, we're not just going to go rent a room, a travel lodge somewhere. Watch a final.
And then get told off and have a terrible night's sleep for Joe snoring.
Oh, yeah. That's why they say never meet your celebrity heroes. That happens.
Yeah.
That's
what it's like, man. Like I'm dying. I must have narcolepsy or something, man. Is that what they call it? Is that what it's called?
I think they call it.
You can fall asleep. Yeah.
Oh no, narcolepsy is where you fall asleep midstream, isn't it?
Yeah.
Midstream.
What were you thinking?
Midstream.
What's in that juice bottle, Joe?
No,
that's not orange.
That thing where you snort, sleep apnea. That's it, not narcolepsy. Sleep apnea.
Well, let's face it. You could have said something really difficult that begins with neck. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I'm not into that sort of shit either. Right, I think we'll leave it there. It's gone down a weird path, hasn't it? This. Yeah, look. Smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, get your comments in, hit the notification bell. Jack City, tell us about your music, mate.
Yeah, man. Just type in Jack City on Spotify and go. If anybody checks my tunes out, it's much appreciated.
Where are you in the charts now, brother?
It drops off. I can only maintain for like 2 days. So, because obviously all big artists are just constantly getting sales, so they stay up.
Where did you reach?
I got to 3rd this time. So we got to 7th last time, but that was Eminem's fault because he had an album out and he just battered it, obviously, which is fine by me. And then, but we got it to 3rd this time, so it was a step in the right direction. So it's pretty good.
Chart topper, love it. And they're also good bangers as well. So make sure you check out Jack City music, quality. And also City of Leeds fans as well, where you can catch his musings on Leeds United, which is also great content as well. I got hammered for ripping him off the other day when I do voices. They were like, "Why are you copying Jack?" That's what I do. You see, this is the only reason I invite them on. I nick some off each of them. That's what it is. Nothing. That's all it is. Danny, I don't know what I nick off you, mate. Probably shitty jokes, but what's going on the? What's going on? The Not Another Leeds pod.
I've just bought a narcoleptic bike. It's too tired. Wait for applause. There we go. Yeah, thank you. I'm here all
If I
week.
didn't have narcolepsy, I will now. Fucking hell.
Yeah, we just did a pod on Friday, mate. We did Sunday Club tonight. Smarty were on Friday. We've got Evie on this coming Friday, plus another guest to be confirmed. Yeah, go check us out. We are trying to get to 1,000 this season, and we're
How many have you got, bro?
820, I think.
We should be.
820.
We should come on, folks. Go to Not Another Leeds pod now and go make that up, man. You're talking what 180? There's 484 people watching here.
That'd be awesome.
At least what 84 go over. Do us a solid, will you? Someone put it in the chat for us. Go on over. Make sure you hit subscribe. We've got to support one another.
If we get to 1,000, me, Kev, and James will probably reenact the Maya He song. You know, Ozone. Maya He. We'll probably reenact that. I'll try and convince Kev to do it, but I don't know if he'll do it. But
do it.
Why that one?
Because I like the tune, mate. I'm a fan of it. It's very, very nostalgic, and it's Romanian, I believe. I can sing every word of the song, but I don't.
Can
know
you really?
What, the Rihanna version?
No, yeah, I could do like an Insta like rap or something on Instagram if you want. I'm not talented as you, Jack. Honestly, you know. And
maybe he's your next feature, Maria. Maria. Get him on doing it. Is that not Maria? See them octaves I hit then. Ooh, right up there.
Give it the old,
it is a great podcast. It is a great podcast.
Thank you.
Make sure you go subscribe, folks. And Lockie, what's going down in Lockie Town?
I hate doing out when we lose, Joe, to be honest. So not much. A great way to sell it. No, I did a reaction this morning. I might do a tactical breakdown if I can be bothered, or I'll do something during the week. Don't know what yet. I'll be honest, I haven't planned it, but
you'll smash it. You'll smash it as per. Make sure you go check it out. Knows more ball than me and you, so make sure you go check it out.
Don't know about that.
Yeah, I do, mate. Fucking hell. Amy Tolan says only Leeds
person in the chat.
Terry Rowland, subscribe. Yeah, I don't know who this is, but go check out Only Leeds Bros. ? I don't know who that is. Big up to Only Leeds Bros. Legends on the stream. Big thank you. No, thank you, brother. Listen, we're rambling now. We've done an hour and 8 minutes, and that's my fault. So smash me a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, follow these guys, and subscribe. And I'll see you tomorrow. So